game, emotions flowing everywhere. But, man, the roller coaster Justin Fields must have been on yesterday. Also, the Broncos as well was wild. Jason, what'd you make of that win yesterday, the comeback win for the Broncos?
It was a wild game, and I remember in the preseason, Kyle said the flus is loose and talked about Eberflus and everything that he was bringing to the Chicago Bears team. And you watch the first half, and they're rolling. They're up 28-7, and then you see the defense start to collapse, and they're giving play after play up, and the Denver Broncos are now making plays. They're in the game. And then it comes down to a 4th and 1. All right, do you kick the field goal? Do you go up? You go for it, try to end the game right here. 4th and 1, you have Justin Fields right here. And you're like, all right, they're going to maybe do a QB sneak. What are they going to do? No. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. We're going to call the timeout. We're going to figure this thing out. They didn't jump off sides. We tried to steal one. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's see what we can come up with. Now we're going to go in the shotgun and hand it off to Herbert, and they are absolutely stuffed. A lot of controversy over this call. Do you kick the field? Do you go up in that game and force them to try to beat you and be behind? They decide not to. I look at this for Eberflus. You're a defensive-minded coach. You're calling the plays now. You get that big lead. Not only do you let the team come back while you're calling the defense, but then a decision like that late in the game doesn't go in your favor, and you end up losing that one. That's a tough one.
I mean, it's the biggest story in the morning if you're a Bears fan. What are we doing? Because you call the timeout, and you're like, all right, bring out the kicker, and they don't. And then yet I'm watching the Jets game last night. They have the same situation. They do bring out the kicker. They missed the field goal, and everyone says, why didn't you go for it? So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. In this case, though, that felt like the season for the Bears. If you win, it's 1-3. Here we go. Now 0-4. It's another lost year. If the draft was tomorrow, they would have the first and the second pick overall because the Panthers are the other 0-4 team, and that's who they traded their first-round pick for. They would have first and second.
Has that ever happened before? I've never
Yes,
heard.
the Indianapolis Colts had it.
1-2?
Steve Ettman and Quentin Coryatt were there 1-2. But we'll see how the season shakes out. Denver side of it, we go into the season and it's like Jerry Jeudy and Justin Simmons and Pat Surtain. Their two best players yesterday were Jaleel McLaughlin, the running back out of Youngstown State, and Nick Bonito, who started over Randy Gregory and had 2.5 sacks. And that comeback can save a season, just as the Bears season feels like it just was a balloon that was like out of air. This one, now suddenly the Broncos, you're 1-3. You're looking at the AFC. There's a lot of 1-3 out there. You got the Jets at home next weekend. That could put you 2-3. And there's proof of life. Like, we've got a shot here. Down 28-7. I don't know if we're talking about Denver blowing everything up this morning if they lose to the Bears at home. Instead, you can listen to Sean Payton's because he wasn't thrilled with the effort.
No.
They
got a dub.
They got a dub. They're 1-3. Nick Bonito and Jaleel McLaughlin. That's what it takes sometimes when you're 0-3 and you need to get a win, and they finally did get one. I'm going to get my McLaughlin jersey.
You're going to get McLaughlin jersey?
McLaughlin group. Here we go.
Jerry Jeudy was funny on Twitter after the game, though.
Philip Lindsay, you better watch.
Philip Lindsay said, what's the deal with the wide receivers? And he said, glad you can watch the game from the crib, fam. Like, it was just fun.
I didn't see this.
He said, this is what happens when you pay all that money on wide receivers.
Happy for the Broncos. Great win. Who knows what happens with the season now? These things have a tendency to snowball. This was a stunning, sickening loss for the Bears. Just absolutely sickening. I can't believe it happened. They are the worst team in the league. They lost to, I think, the 31st team in the league. 32 lost to 31, and they were destroying them. Understand if you didn't see the game, you're just seeing these highlights at the end. Justin Fields was having the game of his life. He couldn't miss, and I mean that literally. He was perfect. 158-3, 3 touchdowns. He's running. Well, you know what really kills a fan base? It's not when you're always terrible. Then you're just numb. It's when you give them something very dangerous in hope. When you show them what you could have and what could be, and then you take it away. That's what happened. It was a great day at Soldier Field for about 2.5 hours, and then a throw up in the gutter nightmare for about 20 minutes. And now you're saying, Peter, well, the Broncos could have blown everything up. Now, where are you with Chicago? Yeah. What are you as a team? You're playing on a short week. You're playing Thursday against a good Commanders team. Is Fields ever going to be a Bear after this season? Is Eberflus here? It's all, and it's like, this is rock bottom. Embrace it. Throw up if you have to. That was a terrible, terrible, sickening loss. The strangest any Bears fan has felt after a loss, I think, since the double doink, which is a playoff game, which is wildly different. Rock bottom, abysmal. 32nd team in the league gave up a huge lead to the 31st. I don't even know what to say. It's just all so bad.
NFL gave them 5 primetime games.
I know.
That's how much hope the league had.
I know.
And you add
flex.
on to that.
You got to flex.
Thursday night. I mean, we're getting another national game.
You got to flex.
The Bears.
You got to flex. I got to flex. Thanks.
Yeah.